This morning, I heard a case that annoyed me. Did you know that 67% of second marriages end in divorce, and that those that remarry often have unrealistic expectations? The couple I met today faced their challenges when they came to see me in divorce court.
Divorce court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Jennifer Partridge and Robert Partridge. The two of you have been together for 18 years, married for the last 3.5. You do not, however, want to be married anymore. Mrs. Partridge, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your relationship and why we're here in divorce court today?
We're here today because after 18 years of wearing the pants and the apron in this family, I feel that he needs to do his part.
Well, what isn't he doing?
What does he do?
Is that an easier question?
Yes.
Shorter answer.
Well, let me tell you how we got started. I was 18, he was 22. He was the blind date to my prom. He kind of swept me off my feet. I was, naive. He was my first big relationship. Kind of had a job. I met him, stonewashed jeans, brown sugar skin. He had me from the beginning.
Oh, you liked yourself some rock,
I did.
Right?
A couple months into it, I found out that, he had a wife and a daughter that he kind of left in Ohio, which I was okay with at first. I was 18. I wasn't looking to get married. So that's something we could deal with down the road.
Why do you believe that you wear both the pants and the apron in this relationship? Explain to me what goes on at your house that leaves you feel like you're alone.
Okay, I work 40-plus hours a week. We have 4 children that we take care of. Well, I take care of. The house maintenance, I do it all. I do the cooking, the cleaning, laundry, scrubbing the floors, the toilets. I help the kids with the homework. I do everything. I do all of this around video game playing. He plays a lot of video games. He starts when he gets up in the morning, and he's there until we go to bed at night.
It's my job. That's what I have to do.
Mr. Partridge, do you work?
Yes.
You bring in money?
A little bit, but yeah.
A little bit?
I mean, I clean, it's just not to her standards.
How little do you bring in? I mean, do you pay... Are you a third of the household income, a fourth of the household income?
I'd say probably a third. I mean, I'm a game advisor at a major video game retailer.
You're a game advisor.
Yeah.
He does games at work.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Now listen, look, what does a game advisor do?
I answer questions about video games that people ask me. Hey, is this game good? How's it play? How's the gameplay? You recommend me getting it? That kind of thing.
He works maybe 10 hours a week.
You're a reviewer. You're a critic.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're a game view. And they pay you?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Do the game companies pay you?
No, I wished.
Do you have to play them all day long in order to make a determination as to whether or not you would recommend it?
When we met, to be fair, she didn't mention this. I told her, I said, I'm a gamer. I hope it's something you can deal with. I play video games. I've been playing them for years. No, I don't have to play them all day. I know I spend entirely way too much time on them.
He also had a mullet when I met him, and he grew out of that.
He had a what?
He had a mullet when I met him, and he grew out of that.
What she's telling us here in a very colorful way, I enjoy it very much, that you're not growing at all.
Yeah.
That you don't want to be the same cat this year that you were 18 years ago.
When I was 18 and him playing video games all day, that wasn't my concern. But now we have 4 kids. We have a house to run. They have laundry. They got to eat.
And when I did laundry, what happened? You got mad at me because when I decided I wanted to help, it wasn't done to your standards.
That's not always true.
Well, what happened with the laundry? Did you? Because a lot of women make that mistake. We ask for help. They don't do it right the first time. I don't know if it's intentional or not. We won't even go there. But you ask for help, they do it, and they don't do it quite right. So we say, the heck with it, we're going to do it ourselves. I think that's a teachable moment as opposed to a moment.
Yeah.
Well, in all fairness...
Now, hang on. I'm going to want her to answer this question.
I do try to dance around his feelings. I know that he doesn't help out, and when he does, I should be appreciative. I did make the point that, instead of taking clothes that could be 3 loads and making them 2 and shoving them all in the washer where they don't swish around, you know, maybe next time, thank you for doing the laundry. Maybe you could divide them up a little bit more. Mm-hmm. You know, if it,
Can you take criticism, Mr. Partridge?
Absolutely.
You don't have any problem with it?
No, I mean, I do have some problems with it, but when she tells me something like that, I'm like, well, you know, you were busy working your 50, 60-hour work week, doing the overtime. I knew you were tired.
Somebody's gotta work.
I took it upon myself to try to help with the laundry, and I did it wrong.
Yeah, you did. But you know what, though, Mr. Partridge? I got to say, she's doing 50, 60 hours a week. You make one little attempt. You don't get it quite right. Instead of saying, oh, okay, baby, next time I'll do a little better. You got, well, if you don't like how I did it, I'm not going to do it at all.
Exactly.
Come on
That's
now.
what I do. Absolutely. I do that because it's just, it seems like there's no point when I try to help and I get corrected on doing it the wrong way.
but I asked you
Yeah,
to do
but,
the
no,
dishes.
but Mr. Partridge, don't you understand something? If you're at work and you do a job and you don't do it right, your boss has to tell you how to get it done right. So why is it so emasculating for your wife to correct you about the laundry?
My house, kind of, sort of, I guess.
Your
I mean,
My house.
I don't know.
She's
I don't,
paying the bills. What do you mean, my house?
When I offer to help her, when I offer to try to help, or I ask to help to pay the bills, what she needs from me, she comes up with the whole thing. Well, you didn't make enough money to help me. Do what you want, whatever you want with your money.
That's
And
not true.
Be that as it may, set your ego aside for a moment. Take a little instruction on how to be helpful in a manner that actually does help. And don't just be, you know what I mean? Come on,
Yeah.
grow up. It's not that deep.
All his money, all the little money that he does make is all on him. All his money.
Do
he
you
spends on
contribute to the
himself.
household with whatever money you do make?
when she needs it, yes, and ask me for it.
When
No.
she needs it every month. I'm telling you that right now. She always needs it. She's got 4 kids. You always need that money. It's not, you know, you got to be a full participant in the marriage, not just a cat that dips in every once in a while.
Well, that's a two-way street, don't you think, Your Honor?
It is a two-way street, but she's doing all the driving. You know what I mean? You don't have any financial responsibilities. You can't even do one little itty-bitty thing that is inconvenient to you. Lord, how did you put up with that for 18 years?
He swept me off my feet, and I've just been in a, you know.
That must have been one hell of
It
a
was
broom.
sweet. It was.
Mr. Partridge, you say that Mrs. Partridge is stingy with both money and sex. Why don't you tell me about that?
I mean, I ask her for just a little bit of money, a little bit of extra help, and she tells me.
Money for what?
Video games or, maybe food out to eat. I ask her for a little extra help. And then usually I get told, no, we can't do it. You're not allowed to do it. We can't really afford it. And then I get angry with her because it's like we don't have anything that's joint. Everything is in her name. Cars, everything. The house, the bills. There's one bill in my house that's in our house that is in my name, and it's the cable. Mm-hmm. And she just
Because that's something you're interested in is cable.
Well, with her working from home, we need high-speed internet because my whole house is gamers. My kids game, I game, and the internet speed is not enough. So, yeah, the cable has to be there for her job and, well, for the kids, even though I know they shouldn't spend 100 hours on video games. It's better than them being out on the street doing drugs or getting in trouble.
Are you serious?
That's what I did. I turned out mostly okay.
You in divorce court.
I said mostly.
I'm about to read you a riot act that you ain't never heard before. Everything isn't okay. We're going to, as a community, as a society, we're going to be sitting there stuck to a video screen while people in China and India are making vast moves to be better and be something. And you're teaching your children nothing. You're teaching them to consume. You're teaching them to sit somewhere, not be physically active, and watch something that somebody else created. They're not going to create anything on their own. You got them living in an arcade, and then they're looking at their mother who does all of the work, and one, I don't know, you got boys or girls?
Both.
You got both. You're teaching your girls that men ain't nothing, and you're teaching your boys that they don't have to do anything. That some woman's gonna take care of them one day. Most people aren't as lucky as you. Most dudes won't find a woman who will put up with that nonsense that you create. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Bad message, bad script, bad mojo, bad karma. You know what happens with kids? You don't raise right. They live with you forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever. And you'll have nobody to blame but you.
I know a lot of it's my fault. I mean, it's just, you know, I accept that blame. I mean, when I talk to him about...
Don't accept blame. Take responsibility. They're two separate things. Get up off of your behind, put the gaming down, take them out and do something with them. Be an active, engaged father that participates in their progress as opposed to their couch potato-ness. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You don't do anything else. You don't have any financial responsibilities. She's taking care of all that. You can't even do one little itty-bitty thing that is inconvenient to you. Good Lord, how did you put up with that for 18 years?
He swept me off my feet, and I've just been in a,
That must have been one hell of a broom.
It was.
What did he do?
I guess I was just young and naive and in love, I guess. They say you do a lot of things for love.
You used to sing to her?
I used to sing to her a lot. And that kind of, somewhere along the lines, that fell to the wayside. I don't know when it happened. It just
I tell you what
happened.
happened, though. You got all self-involved. It was all about you. You couldn't even lift your voice to sing to her. If that was all you had to offer, you didn't even offer that because it's about you. Your life is about you and nobody else. And that's a sad and pitiful thing.
He said that he had slept with his old girlfriend.
6 months later, what did you do with the same girl?
You slept with an old flame, and then 6 months later, she slept with her too?
Yeah.
Have you been living together for years but find that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Don't forget to join the conversation on social media. Go to facebook.com/divorcecourt and follow us on Twitter and Instagram @divorcecourt. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram @divorcecourt. Given all this, Mrs. Partridge, you also say that you're concerned that he might be cheating on you. Why don't you tell me the basis of your concerns?
I don't have concerns that he's cheating on. We have very trust issues. One time when we went to, as a family, down to visit family in Kentucky, he decided to stay behind. While I was there, because of these trust issues, I checked his email, and there was a message there saying, "Hey, are you in town yet?" And I questioned, pretended to be him, and apparently he was going to visit an old flame in his old hometown while we were away. So ever since then, we've had trust issues.
Did you talk to him about that?
I did.
Did you tell him you knew that he was seeing an old flame?
Yeah, I told him what I knew. He apologized, said he regretted it.
Did he tell you what transpired while he was there?
He said that he had slept with his old girlfriend.
6 months later, what did you do with the same girl?
Wait a minute, hold up. You slept with an old flame, and then 6 months later, she slept with her too?
Yeah.
Explain that to me.
Well, I had, our trust issues were in the beginning, and I had been a good, faithful, woman to him for 8 years, and I just kind of revenge cheated. I won the affection of this girl, and she ended up liking me more. And I cheated on him with her.
Now you know why I feel so emasculated in my own home.
Oh, no. Oh, Mr. Partridge, please. Oh, don't even go there. You started it. You know what I mean? You hurt her. I mean, actually, what you do is you hurt her every day. Because when you don't do anything, that means she feels disregarded. She feels like she's not important. She feels like she is of no value to you because you don't do anything to show her that she has value, and you don't believe. I couldn't live in a house with somebody, not only that I love, but just an individual, a human being who was doing all the work, paying all the bills, and not help. I couldn't do it. I mean, my humanity would not allow me to do that because it's disrespectful to the individual who was caring for you.
She's making it like I sit on my butt and I don't do crap all day.
Tell me what you do.
I do clean, and I don't do it all the time. On days that I work, I like to sit around and be lazy before I go to work and relax. And then those are the days when she wants me to clean and do dishes.
Yeah,
and I do it.
One time I asked him to do dishes, and he had been off like all week. I asked him to do dishes on a day. He said, I can't. I have to work later. Can I just, kind of like that was an excuse for him not to do dishes that way because he didn't want to ruin his day. You know, take time out of his morning because he had to work 3 hours that day.
Because he had to relax completely.
Yeah, because he had to work 3 hours that day.
Before he went to go game at work.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you? I mean, haven't you emasculated yourself?
I suppose if that's the way you want to look at it.
On Divorce Court, I hear it all. Do you need help with your relationship? He has told you that he does not do women's work.
When it comes to doing domestic work like laundry, he's told me, oh, I don't do women's work. What do I have you here for?
Ooh, we're gonna have to get you bodyguards to get out of here if you said something like that. Visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. You know, Mr. Partridge, laziness is like a cancer of character. It starts out on the couch. It seeps into what you do, what you feel you ought to do, and how you feel about the things that you do. Once you become a lazy person, you become outraged by the notion of having to do anything at all. You know, how dare she ask me to get up? And that becomes a magnificent character flaw that you exhibit day to day, and you really meaningfully are outraged by the fact that you can't do exactly what you want to all of the time. And I would suggest that for the benefit of your children, you do some emotional chemotherapy there and fix that, because kids do what they see you do, not what you tell them to do. Mrs. Partridge, some of this is your fault. You shouldn't put up with it. Nagging don't work, but insisting does. And you insist by stating what you need and refusing to allow it not to happen. Not by nagging, but by, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, and I'm not doing any other thing. And you might have to put up with a nasty house for a minute or two. You might have to put up with, feed you and the kids, don't feed him. He can't respect a line you failed to draw, and you didn't draw any lines. Every time he did less, you did more, and you're going to have to start refusing to do that. I know you're not going to leave him. You got 4 kids, you in the house, this, but you need to be a better person. Don't you think so, Mr. Partridge?
Yeah.
Oh, you just said that to shut me up. I know that tone of voice.
No, I need to be a better person. But,
to
be fair, my kids, they know I love them. They know that I would give anything for my children.
That's not the point. You can love your kids to death and still not raise them right. Love is not enough. They need a whole lot more than love. They need action. They need the appropriate action. They need discipline. They need guidance. Love, you can hug and everything. They turn out horrible. You know what I mean? Because you're not doing the right things. Being a parent is a full-time job, and it's very difficult work. And if you're enjoying every minute of it, you're not doing it right. You understand what I'm telling you? Yeah. This matter is adjourned. A lot of people come in here with the same complaint Jennifer had, that their spouse isn't doing anything. this is what you have to understand. People will only rise to the level of the bar that you set. So make sure you don't set it too low.